Please be seated. It is my pleasure to introduce you one of our top 8th grade students, Julia Langley.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and the playing of the national anthem. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. I would now like to introduce our Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Matthew Carey.
Good evening, families, guests, and the class of 2025. It is a pleasure to address you on this joyous occasion. Thank you to the Board of Education, Mr. Hudson, and all the middle school staff that made this night possible. Parents, I'm sure it's hard to believe that just 4 years ago you were nervously thinking about sending your child to middle school and all of the change that that would bring. Just as I am sure you cannot at this moment fathom that in 4 short years you will be at a graduation ceremony of a different kind. For the students, the next 4 years may seem like they will last forever, but we as parents know just how fast that time will go. Wasn't it just last week they were taking their first steps? Wasn't it just yesterday they were heading off for their first day of kindergarten? The next 4 years are when your child would need your support and encouragement the most. It may not always seem that way, but as a parent of a 16-year-old son, I can tell you that now is when your children need you the most. A wise person once said, "It is not what you do for your children, but what you have taught them to do for themselves that will make them successful human beings." The next 4 years are your chance to teach your children how to stand on their own 2 feet. But while it is important to give your child room to grow, the safety net cannot be taken away quite yet. I encourage you to stay connected to your child and what is going on in their life. Start to allow them to begin making their own decisions, but make sure they are taking responsibility for their actions. But stay engaged. Stay on top of what they're doing at home and in school. Monitor their use of the internet and what they're doing on the phone. There is a whole virtual world out there of potential trouble, and you need to stay informed. Know the websites they are visiting, the apps they are using, and the people they are talking to. This is not spying or invasion of privacy. This is called good parenting, and it's so important. One of the best ways to stay connected to your child is to keep the lines of communication open. As I mentioned, this is not always easy when they are entering the stage where they would rather be with their friends than with their family. But you must make an effort. I encourage you to put down the cell phones, prepare meals, and have dinner together as a family whenever possible. In my family, the rule remains to this day that there are no cell phones at the dinner table. Study after study has shown that families that do this see a positive impact on grades, vocabulary, and self-esteem of their children. There will be many new opportunities available to your children at the high school in academics, athletics, the arts, clubs, and activities. The high school is filled with organizations that will allow your children to volunteer in the community and the school to help those who are in need. I encourage them to take part. In closing, this is a special time in your lives. You and your child have an exciting 4 years ahead of you. Please remember that all of us at the Pittsgrove Township School District stand by ready to assist you in any way that we can. Congratulations, and thank you. It is my pleasure to introduce to you the principal of Pittsgrove Township Middle School, Mr. Ryan Hudson.
Good evening, parents, guardians, and 8th grade Pittsgrove Township Middle School graduates. I want to start off by saying thank you to our parents, guardians, and other family members in the audience, as well as those attending virtually. The past 15 months have been a challenge, to say the least. One thing I believe that came from all of this is strengthening the school-to-home partnership. I was most impressed with your support and extreme flexibility. To our Board of Education, Central Office, District Bus Drivers, Pittsgrove Township Middle School custodians, secretaries, guidance counselors, security, nurse, instructional support paraprofessionals, cafeteria workers, and teachers. Thank you for doing everything in your power to make this year a success for our students. I have never been more proud of the team, our district, and our school. None of us were able to take the pandemic class in school. However, we all work together to do what is best for the safety and educational well-being of our students. It took the village of everyone for our students to succeed. On behalf of everyone at Pittsgrove Township Middle School tonight, thank you for your support. And now to our future 9th graders. I hope you take this past year and use it as a springboard into high school. The past year has taught us many lessons. One thing is not to take things for granted and to appreciate the small things in life. Individual determination and positive choices so far have rewarded you with your personal growth and various accomplishments. When you look around tonight, you see your teachers, parents, guardians, friends, and family that are here to watch you walk across this stage and celebrate this moment in your educational journey. As you move forward on your journey through school and life, think about who you want to be. Sometimes it helps to think about the people whom you love and admire, and which traits are most important to you. It may help you to think about how you would like others to describe you as kind, caring, determined, one with integrity, a true friend, unselfish. Most importantly, make sure your actions match this vision. Also, when you think about this year, I hope you remember some of the funny things, like who forgot to turn off their microphone and had the dog bark in the background of Google Meets, whose Wi-Fi lagged and their photo froze with a funny pose, and who spoke without unmuting and you had to say, "You're muted." I also hope you remember some of the valuable lessons that will help you in your future. Patience. We live in a fast-paced world. The art of patience will take you very far. Being on time. Writing an email. Working collaboratively with someone without being in the same room, same location, and more. I am inspired by your grit. You have certainly showed the ability to persist after setbacks. COVID-19 was not our desire, but we overcame the challenge together. You have all made Pittsgrove Township Middle School family very proud of your work over the past few years. Congratulations to our graduates. As you embark on the next leg of your journey, I wish you luck in your quest. You are our future. At this time, I'm going to ask our top 8th grade student, Nicholas Valentino, to please make his way to the stage.
Good evening. My name is Nicholas Valentino. I consider it an honor and a privilege to be standing here on behalf of Class of 2021 to express the excitement we feel as we graduate from PTMS and continue on to high school. Congratulations to all the graduates who have worked diligently during this unprecedented school year to achieve this honor tonight. The pandemic has affected us all, administrators, teachers, school support staff, students and parents alike, in ways that have forced us to be more flexible in life. My hope is that this trying event has made us appreciate our relationships with others more and has given us a greater respect for the workers in our community. I would like to personally thank my parents, grandparents, and teachers who have supported me along the way. When I think back over the past 3 years here at PTMS, I've seen many changes in my classmates and myself. Physically, it's probably one of the few times where you can grow 6 inches, gain more than 30 pounds, and leave looking completely different from when you started. People even ask your parents, "What are you feeding that kid?" Like my mom was recently asked. But seriously, Class of 2021, we have been changing mentally and socially as well. We have been maturing intellectually, gaining independence, and becoming more goal-oriented in our lives. We have made new friends here in middle school while maintaining old friendships as well. Considering the crazy year we have just experienced with frequent schedule changes and virtual learning, many of us have been more challenged academically and some have struggled with learning this year. Sadly, we have missed out on school opportunities and social events, but the good news is that the future is looking more optimistic every day. With that in mind, I would like to challenge you to never give up on accomplishing your goals despite adversity that may come your way. There is an inspiring story I feel is appropriate to share called The Donkey in the Well that illustrates this perfectly. One day, a farmer's donkey fell into an abandoned well. Terrified, the animal cried for hours as the farmer tried to figure out what to do. Finally, he decided the animal was old and impossible to retrieve. He realized the well needed to be filled to prevent future losses, so he invited all his neighbors to help him. They all grabbed shovels and began to throw dirt into the well. At first, when the donkey realized what was happening, he cried horribly. Then, to everyone's amazement, the donkey quieted down. A few shovel loads later, the farmer looked down into the well and was astonished at what he saw. With each shovel of dirt that hit the donkey's back, the donkey would shake it off and take a step up. As the farmer and his neighbors continued to throw dirt on top of the animal, he would shake it off and take another step up. Soon, everyone was amazed as the donkey stepped up over the edge of the well and happily trotted off. Life is going to shovel dirt, all kinds of dirt. The trick to getting out of the well is to shake it off and take a step up. We can get out of the deepest of wells just by not stopping and never giving up. Remember the moral of this story as you move into high school and beyond. You can accomplish anything you set your mind on. Just like the donkey in the well, you are capable of overcoming obstacles to achieve your goals. Thank you, and best wishes, classmates.
Good evening. My name is Jamie Danner, and I am one of the 8th grade math teachers here at PTMS. At this time, we will begin the presentation of certificates. When your student's row is called, you may send one member of your family to the flagpole for a photo opportunity. Joining Mr. Hudson in handing out certificates and constitutions will be Board of Education President, Dr. Emily Cannon. Mia Abby. Kaden Barnes. Dominic Bassano. Taylor Behrens. Olivia Bergholz. Isaac Bonsolar. Alec Brommel. Jordan Brown. Madison Brown. Cole Bernozzi. Kaden Brzezowski. Matthew Fantini. Chloe Elliott. Michael Ebrel. Athena Ebrel. Delaney. Lucas D'Agostino. Sophia Costanzo. Ami Cologne. Kylie Cole. Taylor Cardona. Timothy Kane. Ricky Burbank. Thank you, Dr. Cannon and Mr. Hudson. At this time, I would like to bring up one of our 8th grade language arts teachers, Mrs. Cheryl Began, to continue the presentation of certificates.
Please be seated. Joining us in handing out these certificates is Chief Academic Officer, Mrs. Stephanie Fox-Mano, and Assistant Principal, Ms. Erica Kirshner-Stabile. Robert Featherer. Abigail Fogg. Ray Fox. Paige Genovich. Anna Marie Drace. George Gould. Lorenzo Granado. Allison Green. Jordan Hadfield. Paige Hadfield. Cassidy Hall. Logan Hancock. Matthew Lamaza. Gabrielle Kleinschmidt. Zachary Kashai. Dean Jose. Christian Hopkins. Alexis Hollenweger. Olivia Hill. James Hawk. Enrico Hatz. Sophia Harris. Thank you, Mrs. Fox Mano and Mrs. Kirshner-Stabile. At this time, I will turn the presentation over to our 8th grade social studies teacher, Mr. Daniel Wyckoff.
Please be seated. We would like to ask Mr. Stephen DiMatteo, Vice President of the Pritzco Township Board of Education, and Mr. Carey, Superintendent of Schools, to now step forward. Jonathan Lance. Julia Langley. Aubriana Lamatti. Ross Lim. Jermaine Loney. Cadence McNeil. Jake McGonigal. Gia Martellacci. Gavin Martin. Gabriella Mashaki. Jordan Massey. Carter Orlandini. Connor O'Toole. Jacob O'Hara. Ryan Neer. Christian Negron. Dylan Morrow. Ray Morgan. Brian Miller. Aaron Myers. Kansas McGraw. Anthony McGrath. Giovanna Matz. Thank you, Mr. DiMatteo and Mr. Carey. At this time, I would like to introduce one of our 8th grade language arts teachers, Ms. Catherine LaFond.
Please be seated. Joining us in handing out certificates is Board of Education member Mrs. Andrea Foster and Mr. Hudson. Riley Papiano. Reynaldo Paredes Lopez. Hugh Patel. Justin Penrose. Sophia Pike. Luke Pokrovsky. Nathaniel Palillo. Marcos Ramos. Rayleigh Reyes. Bambina Rivera. John Rodriguez. Nina Rossi. Allison Sobchak. Patrick Sipowicz. Gabriella Simonini. Colby Sickler. Alexa Shin. Courtney Scott. Ava Schneider. Zachary Sharnagle. Kaylee Shalik. David Santana. Marilyn Salas Lopez. Olivia Sacerdoti. Thank you, Mrs. Foster and Mr. Hudson. At this time, it is my pleasure to bring forward one of our 8th grade math teachers, Mr. Ryan Rainey.
Please be seated. I would like to invite Board of Education member Mr. Samuel Wheaton and Vice Principal Mrs. Kirshner-Stabile to issue the remaining certificates. John Sutton. Nyla Sutton. Nylan Sutton. Gabriel Torres. Paige Tracy. Addison Tucker. Helena Tires. Trevor Valentine. Nicholas Valentino. Tyler Zampino. Hey. Nazir Winder. Mariah Wright. Jacob Riggins. JL Winberg. Casey Woodfield. Samuel Waterhouse. Chase Walker. And last but not least, Sadie Van Kulen. It is my privilege to invite once again Mr. Ryan Hudson to the podium.
Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to present to you the Pittsgrove Township Middle School Class of 2021.
It's not my fault.